Today is we're going to be using a bench. You can use a chair just to sit on. When we do the chest press, I like to use the bench, but you can get down on the ground. By using some form of a bench, you can actually get a little bit greater stretch in the chest and a larger range of motion. So that's why we're using the bench today. We are continuing to work on our core engagement using the mini ball. So this is just a 9-inch soft Pilates ball, and you could use a throw pillow. You could use, kind of maybe like a kickball or some little sports ball that's got a little bit of give to it. But really, the mini Pilates balls, you really get the right amount of compression and resistance to really feel and be able to engage the core. So this is a small investment. You can get these anywhere from $10 to $15, and they just blow up. You just blow them up literally with a little straw that comes with it, and it's just a great little tool to have. So that's a great investment to make. So you need dumbbells today. Again, we are working on our strength. So we want to continually challenge ourselves and make sure that you're using a resistance. We're doing 8 repetitions, so the resistance should be that you're feeling it by that 7th to 8th repetition. It's getting harder and it's more of a challenge. If you're just breezing through all of your strength training, you're not getting quite as much benefit. Plus, we're trying to not only build muscle, we're wanting to build bones. So we're definitely trying to challenge ourselves a little bit. So keep that in mind. All right, well, let's get going with an active range of motion. I'm going to put my stability ball down on 2 smaller weights. I just love using the dumbbells of different weights, particularly the ones I'm not using. I just use those as balance for my large stability ball, my small stability ball, because they like to roll all over the place. All right, so let's get started. And it's just standing. We're just going to do some active range of motion. So let's just start with some shoulder shrugs, up and down, just up and down. And as you press down, elongate the neck, reach the crown of the head up to the ceiling, kind of lifting the ribs up off those hip bones, stretching the spine. Press down, lift up. Exhale. Once more. And keep that elongated position as we do some shoulder rolls. Sliding those shoulder blades down the spine as we roll back. There we go. One more time. And let's roll forward. And press those shoulders down, keeping that elongated spine, reaching the crown of the head up. And let's look down, stretching the back of the neck. And then inhale, look up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And bring our head back to neutral. And then just turn to the side. And look down at our shoulder. And back to the side and to the front. Other direction. Turn to the side, look down at that shoulder. Back to the side. Let's repeat. And down. And front. Other direction. Look down. And look front. Now we're just going to make a circle with the head facing forward, okay? So the nose is making a circle on the wall in front of you. And the other direction. The old-fashioned head rolls, we'll put a little tension on the cervical vertebrae. We don't want to do that. So just right in front. Excellent. All righty. So let's just start with some wrist twirls. And go the opposite direction. And out to the side, circle. and circle again. Now stay standing, lift overhead. I'm just going to come down so you can see me. Circling overhead. And the other direction, feel that in the forearms a little bit. Now open up the palms and squeeze. And open and squeeze. And open and squeeze. And open and squeeze. And let's bring those arms right down, out to the side. And let's just do some little arm circles right here. And let's get a little bigger. And reverse. And now we're getting smaller. And little circles, really reach it out to the side. Now, flex your wrists and press your hands out. Palms open. Pull those fingers back. Feel a great stretch on the underside of the arm. And now point down and feel the stretch on the top of the arm. And flex and point. And flex and point. And flex and point. And just shake it out. Excellent. Let's bring our feet just a little wider and stretch it up overhead. And with a little stretch off to the side. Feel that down into the hip. And release. Again, breathing. This is our warm-up, as well as some gentle stretching. Don't lock out your knees. Knees are loose. Other side. Stretch it over. Feel that good stretch. And bring it in. Good stretch. Don't overstretch. Just nice and easy. One more time. Great. Now I love to reach across the body. Feel that stretch in the back, and then we open up the chest. Cross and back. Across and back. One more time. Keep breathing. Great. Other side. Across and back. Across and back. Last one. Actually, one more. Awesome. Good. Let's go into our cat. Starting to feel that in the low back, stretching through the tailbone, and then stand tall. Open up the chest again. Sometimes I feel like we can't stretch our chest enough. Bring those shoulder blades together. Really feel that. Reach in front and open. Now put your fingers on your shoulders. Let's bring those feet a little closer, about hip width apart. And we're just going to bend down a little bit. We're going to shifting down. We're circling out the hips. And the movement's coming from below the waist. I put my hands up here because that helps stabilize and makes me remember to keep my upper body from moving. Other side. Breathing. And release. Shake out those arms. Feet together. Bend your knees. Hands right above the knees on your thighs. And we're circling out, making knee circles, but really we're circling the ankles, loosening up the ankles, shifting our weight, getting a good warm up and range of motion in the ankles. Other direction. Don't hold your breath. Once more. Great. Let's just do some high knee lifts. Flex that foot. Last one. Excellent. Now let's just do some toe taps back and stretch out the hip flexors and bring it in. Step it back and bring it in. Stretch and in. Last one. Stretch and in. Other side. Step it back and in. Reach it back and in. Good. Last one. Great. All righty. Well, I think we're ready to go. So we're going to start with some squats. We're going to start from the bench, but we're going to use our toys, use our equipment. We'll scooch forward just a little bit. Everything. No trip hazards. My feet are on the floor. Nothing to trip on. I'm going to use my heavier weights. And just a little side note here, I went to get set up and I grabbed my heavier weights and I just picked them up and I'm like, oh, I had to look and double check and make sure they were my heavier weights, check out the weight because they felt lighter. So as we go through this, I hope you experience that as well. It's like, oh, that's not so heavy. That's another clue that you need to increase your poundage. So that was a nice treat this morning. All right, so I've got my heavier set of weights right here. Working the legs, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting the right amount of resistance. So now, remember, we're doing core engagement. We want to get the most out of our workouts. So it's vital that we engage our core, we strengthen our core through our strength training movements so that we're also learning to use our core and have a strong core for all of our movements throughout the day. So now we're going to take the ball and we're going to place it between our knees, okay? So adjust your feet accordingly so that there's just a little bit of tension in that ball, and we can make greater tension by squeezing it, but our feet are wide enough so that when we release, or narrow enough, the ball doesn't fall out. So just find that happy medium. You can adjust as we go along. So just get that ball between your knees. When we stand up, that's our exhale. That's the hard part of the movement. We're going to squeeze. We're going to exhale. Both the squeezing and the exhale engages our core as we go through our strength movement for the legs. So there's a lot going on. We're breathing, we're squeezing, we're engaging our core, and we're using the large leg muscles with resistance to get stronger. So just bear with me. You can do this. Scooch forward just a little bit. I want your knees directly over your toes, okay? So you're scooting your heels back just a little bit. And I've got my weights down by my side, and I'm going to inhale. And as I exhale, we're going to stand and squeeze the ball. So inhale, exhale, squeeze, blow it all the way out, and inhale, reach the hips back, and soft landing. Exhale, squeeze, inhale, soft landing. Exhale, inhale, exhale, squeeze the ball, inhale. Now barely tap the bottom and come back up. Squeeze and exhale. Inhale down. Hover. Barely touch and come back up. Keeping the tension in the legs. 3 more. Squeeze those knees. You'll be feeling on the inner thighs as well. Last one. Fantastic. All righty, stay seated, keep the ball between your legs. I'm going to shift weights to a little lighter and scooch forward on the chair or the bench so you have plenty of room. All right, so squeeze the ball, arms down by your side. Let me show you the movement. We're doing a lateral raise. We're going to do a chest fly, reverse, squeezing the shoulder blades together, palms down and lower, okay? Now, the breathing, we're going to do it really slow. We're going to do an inhale and an exhale with each movement, okay? Each component. And you're going to squeeze on the exhales. So let's give it a try. Preparatory inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift the arms up. Inhale, palms forward. Now exhale, squeeze the ball. Chest fly, inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale down. Again, exhale, squeeze the ball. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale down. Exhale up. Exhale. Squeeze the ball. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Once more. Exhale, lift. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Woo! That was a super, super set. Fantastic. Just 4 reps. Very nice. Okay, I'm shifting to my heavier weights. We're doing bicep curls. Keeping them closer to the body. You're stronger that way, so I'm shifting up to a heavier weight. Again, we're going to exhale as we curl, and we're going to squeeze the knees. Then we're going to release the ball a little bit as we lower control, keeping our elbows slightly bent at the end to keep the tension in our muscles. Preparatory inhale, exhale, squeeze, blow it all out, curl, inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze, inhale, lower, exhale, inhale, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, and release. All righty. Next, we're going to do a tricep extension overhead. So I'm taking one of my heavier weights, and I'm going to hold on to it, kind of like stacking my wrist, holding it like this. And I'm going to push my palms up to the ceiling and lift it up. Push my shoulders down, get his arms by those ears, and we're going to squeeze the ball as this is the easier part, the lowering, so we're releasing the ball, relaxing. And then we're going to exhale as we press palms to the ceiling, squeeze the ball, blow it out on the contraction. Okay, so inhale, exhale, squeeze, inhale, exhale, squeeze, inhale. Keep those elbows high. 3, exhale, squeeze, 4, 5, 6, 7, feel it in the back of those upper arms. Press it all the way up. 8, come on, squeeze, 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 and release. So that was a little bit of a challenge. I felt it by the 8th rep. But probably what I'm going to do is shift down to my next time, my lighter weight, and I'm going to do one in each hand. So I'll demonstrate that next. Okay, so next we're going to put down the ball, give our leg a rest for a second. And that goes right here. I'm going to shift to my heavy weight again. And if you're in a chair, you can just hold on to the back of the chair or put your hand on the bench and your legs are on the ground. If you have your bench, I like this because we're going to try to do some of that Pilates work. We're going to do the tension, the cross-body tension. I'm going to try to pull my hand without it moving toward my knee that's on the bench. And what that does, do that right now. Pull your hand toward the knee. And as you exhale, feel the core engaging. We're going to do that throughout the movement. Okay. So get ready. Your weight is just hanging straight down. Drop that shoulder ever so slightly. And we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to pull the elbow up as high as we can and pull the hand on the bench toward the knee. And we're exhaling, we're blowing it out, and we're getting good core engagement. Lift the chin just a little bit. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that hand toward the knee, blow it all the way out, lift the elbow high as you can. Release. 3, 4, 5. Don't release it all the way at the bottom. Leave a little bit of tension. 6, 7, 8. Woo! Remember, every time we engage our core, we are tightening that corset, training our muscles to cinch up and creating that waist. Other side, inhale, exhale, lift, blow it out, pull the hand toward the knee, inhale, release. Almost straight, but not quite. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Pull that hand toward the knee, create that tension in the core. Inhale, exhale, high elbow. 5, 6, 7. Last one. Great. All righty. Sitting down, we're going to do some external rotations. I'm going to shift down. There's only a 2-pound difference between my heavy and my lighter today. So just to give you an idea. All right, we're doing external rotation, and we're not going to use the ball right now. We're just going to tuck our elbows into the ribs, 90-degree bend of my arms, feet together. Squeeze your knees together a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Try to keep your weights level. There we go. And feel your shoulders opening, your chest opening, and your shoulder blades coming toward each other, toward the spine. And then bring it back in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the elbows tucked in. I'm not fully straight out to the side. I have a little bit of an angle in front. It's just everyone's going to have different range of motion here. This is really good. This supports your shoulders with strong back muscles, help balance out our already strong chest muscles. So if you notice, we'll be doing like 3 back exercises compared to 2 chest exercises today. I feel like we can never have a strong enough back. One more. It's great to have a mirror. I'm constantly adjusting and bring it in. Woo, very nice. Okay, so next we're doing a trunk rotation. So this is a little new, and I do want us to use the ball. We've done this movement before, and we've done all these movements before, but we're just now adding a little extra layer, a little more dimension. So we've done trunk rotations by pressing a ball and then rotating on the exhale. Well, now we're going to be pressing a ball between our knees. We're going to be holding a weight out in front of us, which is already a challenge. And we're going to hold it out here. We're going to inhale. We're going to exhale, squeeze the ball, turn. Inhale, back to the front. Same side. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. 4, 5. My elbows are slightly bent. 6. If you're finding that challenge, you can bend your elbows a little bit more, bring them closer to the body. 7. Last one. and 8. Woo, very nice. We have to do the other side. You might need to adjust your weight, or like I said, instead of having it extended real far out, you can bend them a little bit. You're still going to get the benefit because you're squeezing the knees, your core is engaged, and you're getting the trunk twist. All righty, so let's go back, out in front, inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball, turn, blow it all the way out, inhale to the front. Same side. 2, 3, 4, make sure you're squeezing the knees. Squeeze, blow it out. 5, 6, 7, sit tall. Something else to think about. And 8. Woo, fantastic. Okay, so next one, we're gonna lie down on our back so you can get down on the ground, on your floor, on the mat, or on the bench. And I'm gonna scooch forward onto the front of my bench. I'm gonna bring one knee up, and I'm gonna lower myself down. I'm gonna place the ball between my knees. And then I'm going to have my weights just right at the chest, right at the your hand is aligned, the nipple line right there. And we're just pressing up. Okay, so our elbows are straight down, and we're just going to do a basic chest press, reaching for the ceiling, palms facing each other, and then lowering straight back down. As we lift, we're exhaling and squeezing the knees. Preparatory inhale. Exhale, press, squeeze the knees, exhale all the way out, inhale, come back down. And here's where you really want to lower as much as you can to stretch the chest. Exhale, squeeze, inhale, exhale, 3, exhale, 4, squeeze, 5, 6. Next time we'll do it with wide hands. 7, and 8. And bring it down, control. And release the ball. And come on up. And we're starting all over again. Okay, so I got my heavy weights. I got the ball between my knees. We're doing our squats. Remember, tuck the heels under, knees over toes, scooch forward on the bench a little bit. And we're preparatory inhaling. Exhale, stand, squeeze. Inhale, reach those hips back, soft landing, and go back up. Exhale, squeeze the knees. Inhaling, exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great. Shifting down, doing our lateral, chest press, and reverse fly. Super combo. We're doing 4 of these sets, 4 of these mega sets. Okay, so nice and slow. Focus on the breathing and the squeezing. Inhale. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Palms forward, inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lateral. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Woo, nice. Shifting up to my heavier weights. Next is our bicep curls. A little bend in the elbows. We're going to squeeze the ball as we curl and exhale. Preparatory inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Release. Not all the way. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great. Tricep overhead. I'm going to use 2 weights, but I'm shifting down to my lighter set. Sitting nice and tall. Press those arms overhead. Put the weights together, elbows by the ears, and squeeze the ball just a little bit. Inhale as we lower. Exhale, squeeze the ball and press it up. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, press. Four. Keep those elbows high. 5. You just want to do 1, that's fine. Like we did in the first set. 6, 7, 8, and down. All right, put that ball down, give your legs a break. We're doing our rows. Cross body resistance. Preparatory inhale. Exhale, row. Pull it all the way out. Pull the hand toward the knee. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the hand toward the knee. Create the tension in the core. Inhale. Keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Love it. That breathing really helps you slow it down and get so much more out of it. And preparatory inhale. Exhale, pull. Inhale, release. 2, 3. Feel that tension across the bench. 4. Exhale. Pull the hand toward the knee. Come on, feel it in the core. 6, 7, and 8. Great. Woo, starting to feel it. All right. Doing our external rotation for our shoulders. I'm shifting to my lighter weight. Sit tall, elbows tucked in, 90-degree bend. Inhale, exhale, keep the elbows into the body. Squeeze those shoulder blades, bring them toward the spine. And internal rotation, we inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep going. 2 more. Last one. And release. Fantastic. All righty, let's get that ball. Trunk rotation. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to shift up to my heavier weight, but I'm going to just use one. I'm going to hold it by the ends. Okay. So arms out. Remember, preparatory inhale, externally exhale as we rotate toward the wall, squeezing the ball. All right, inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, keep same side. Squeeze, blow it all the way out. Inhale to the front. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side. Squeeze, blow it out, blow it out, blow it out, and inhale. One more. Woo! All righty, we're going into our bench press. Bring that ball along with you, or place it down. And let's have our elbows out to the side like we're holding onto a bar. One long bar, and our hands right at that nipple line. Inhale. Exhale, press and squeeze the knees. Blow it all the way out, reach for the ceiling, and then bring it back down wide. This is the base of the pyramid. And exhale, press it up, slide up the pyramid toward the ceiling, really reach it up there, squeeze the knees, inhale down. And 3. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Squeeze the ball. Inhale. 5, 6, 7, and 8. And release. And come on up. We're back to our last set. All righty. So let's put the ball between our knees. And I'm going to do one more new thing for you. Okay. So if you want, with the squat, we can do a shoulder press at the top. Okay. So make sure your knees are over the toes, sitting up nice and tall. Preparatory inhale, scooch to the forward of the bench. There we go. Make sure we're in adjustment. And we're going to inhale, exhale, lean forward, squeeze the ball, stand up, bicep curl, shoulder press, and reach down. Barely tap and squeeze the knees as you come up. Bicep curl, shoulder press, and slowly tap. Exhale, squeeze, blow it out. Shoulder press. And keep going. 4. Reach it out. And blow it out, squeeze. And keep breathing, shoulder press. 6. 7, and down. Fantastic. Shifting to the lighter weight. All right. Scooch forward a little bit so you have enough room. Feet under the knees. Well, so now your knees are over the ankle bone, okay? And preparatory inhale. Exhale, lift those arms out to the side, squeeze the knees. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale, chest. Inhale. Exhale, reverse fly. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, down. Lateral lift. Last one. Squeeze. Squeeze. Woo, that's a tough one. All righty. Next, bicep curls, shifting to my heavier weights. Sitting up nice and tall, palms up. Preparatory inhale. Exhale, squeeze the knees. Bicep curl, slowly lower. Keep the elbows slightly bent. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Scooch back a little bit. Seated. Triceps overhead. Press it up. I'm finishing with my strong set. We'll see how I do. And elbows by those ears. Stretch it up. And inhale down. Exhale, squeeze and press those arms up. Blow it all the way out. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, squeeze. 7, easy to forget to squeeze. And 8. Gives you more strength. Woo! When you engage the core, you have more strength to finish those last few repetitions. Okay, so now we're doing our bent over row. Place that ball down, give those legs a rest. Just don't forget to pick them back up on our next exercise. Here we go. So the tension is coming from the cross of the body, from the front hand to the back knee, pulling them toward each other as we row. Preparatory inhale and exhale, squeeze, or pull the hand toward the knee. High, lift with your elbow and lower very slowly. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Change sides. And 2. Come on, you know what to do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. Woo! All right, put the ball between your knees. External rotation. I think I'll stay with my heavy ones for my last set. And tuck those elbows in. Squeeze the ball, inhale. Exhale, squeeze further. Rotate out to the side. Squeeze the shoulder blades, inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Bring those shoulder blades into the spine. Open that chest and inhale. Open up that chest. Come on, pull them back. You might notice you're getting a greater range of motion with this third set. I feel like I'm going a little wider. 5. Squeeze the ball. Inhale. 6. 7. Sit tall. Last one. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale. Woo! Doing great. Okay, this is our trunk rotation. I'm going to hold on to my heavy one, but I got it on just one, and it's just, I'm holding it by the ends. Okay, so inhale. Squeeze the knees, turn. Blow it all the way out. Inhale. Same direction. Exhale. Inhale. 3. 4. Squeeze the ball. 5. 6. Sit tall. 7. And 8. Other side. External. Rotate. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze. Squeeze. Blow it all the way out. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. And 8. Woo! Doing good. We have one more. And we're on our back. I'm going to use my heavy weights this time. So we've done 2 different types of bench press done, one with the elbows tucked in, one with the elbows wide. This one is your choice, whichever way you like. Come on down onto your back. Place that ball between your knees. I'm going to do wide. So I'm holding onto a barbell right at the nipple line. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball as I slide up the pyramids, reach for the ceiling, blow it all the way out, and then inhale down. And squeeze, blow it all the way out, inhale down. 3. Really reach it out. When you're reaching, you're almost hollowing out the chest. There's no air left, you're squeezing, and then inhale. 4. 5. 6. 7. One more. 8. Woo! Release the ball. Put those heavy weights down. We are finished, guys. Awesome job. Oh. When you do weight training correctly, let's have a chat. It takes time. So we've been going on 50 minutes now. We had a very short warm up, but we got 3 sets in. We did it with our right breathing. We had our core engaged, and we did 8 different exercises. So we really did a total body. What didn't we do? We didn't really work the hamstrings or the calves that much. We did do the hamstrings yesterday as part of some of our other workouts, but you know, the squats was for the legs. So this was more of an upper body workout, but we certainly engaged the core. We definitely used our legs, particularly our inner thighs with all the squeezing and to engage the core. So this was more of a core engaged upper body workout. So let's go ahead and just do a little bit of stretching. Let's just start with our hips because it's real important always to stretch those hips. Pull that foot back, hand on the knee, sit real tall and lean forward. That feels nice. So a little bit of your stretching it's for the muscles you've just worked. Yes, it's also for the muscles you worked the day before or the day before that. So a good total body stretch is always important. I wouldn't just stretch the muscles you worked. Relaxing into that and go a little further. That feels so nice, and it's also stretching out that low back, and we certainly work that low back, and those were our stabilizing muscles, and they will get tight, and stretch that out a little bit. And let's come up and change legs. You know, I really started developing this core infused weight training when I started studying Tai Chi, Qigong. So you think, how does that tie in? Well, Qigong works and trains your fascia, the connective tissue. That's really the largest organ in our body, has its own blood flow and circulatory system to it, or circulatory system within it. And by training the fascia with core engagement and certain movements, and then adding it to go a little further, adding it to the exercises, I just felt like I was getting such a much better workout and getting so much more done at the same time. And also compound with the fact, let's come up, let's go into a lunge. So reach this hip, this foot behind you, square your shoulders to the front leg, and now we're opening up this hip, this knee is down toward the floor. So stay nice and square. You know, taking some different classes and seeing the way people work out, and they'll be doing their weight training, and they're just kind of walking around while the teacher's instructing, and they're talking, and they're doing the motion, but the rest of the body's just, I mean, they're not engaged with the movement. They weren't engaged with their breath, and they weren't getting much out of it. And they were using the same light 2 or 3 pound weights, and it wasn't focused at all. Not a discredit to the instructor. Let's change side. But it was a discredit to the participant working out. Sit up tall, knee down, open up, you're feeling it right here in the front of the leg and your hip flexor. And I just really thought, if you're going to do it, you want to get the most out of it. And you want to see your body changing. And I've seen my body changing through my practice with Qigong and yoga and Pilates, and incorporating those techniques in with the strength training, which is something I never really enjoyed doing. I've really seen an exponential change in my body for the better. And it's really how this has developed. Oh, that feels so good. Just opening up the hip. This and that pigeon we just did those are such important stretches. You should do those daily, just to counteract all the sitting that we do. Okay, so we're going to just stretch out one leg. Oh, let's do it this way. We got the bench, let's use it. So put one leg up, sit nice and tall, flex your foot, and walk down. Keep your back straight, and just look over beyond that foot. And we're feeling a stretch in the back of your leg, your hamstring. So what's nice about this bench is it's easier, it brings the floor up, it raises the floor, and we can get that nice straight leg that might be a challenge if we weren't supported. So we've got this bench supporting us. And let's say you're out at a park. Well, there's park benches all over the place. So those park benches are a great way to get some good stretching in. So that's why I wanted to use the bench today. Show you how you can use what you've got. Trees make a great wall. Common sense, but yeah, they're a great wall. You can put a stretch band around them and do rows. You can stand up against them and do wall squats. You can do your stretching, you can do wall push-ups and planks, lots of things without having to get down on the ground and come up. And where's a better place to be nowadays is outside. We need to get outdoors. Sit up tall, walk it forward. Oh, that feels so good. And just exhale. Relax into the stretch on your exhale. I'm feeling it all the way down my calf, my hamstring, into the glutes and low back. Everything is connected. And exhale one more time, duck the head, and walk it back up. Great. So we did work the inner thigh a little bit today. So a good stretch for the inner thigh is a cobbler's pose in yoga. So if you can, put your feet together, sit up nice and tall, and I've got my hands right here on my shins. I'm going to pull myself forward. I'm going to put my elbows on my knees and lean forward. Now that creates a little bit of traction in my spine as well. And so push those shoulders down, push the elbows into the inner thigh, the inner portion, the medial part of your knee. Reach the crown of the head in the same line, trajectory of the spine. So it's kind of forward and up. Get that good traction in the back, but lean forward and feel the stretch on the inner thigh. Keep breathing. Wonderful. That's a great stretch. And come up. Help your knees come up. There we go. Let's do some upper body stretching and we'll be done. All right, arm out to the side, bring it across. Other hand comes not at the elbow, but just above the elbow. And further bring it across. Now, don't get that ear or the shoulder up to the ear. Press that shoulder down, lengthen the neck, and pull it across. So just getting a good stretch in the shoulder and the tricep. More for the shoulder. Couple deep breaths. And release, other arm out, bring it across. And drop that shoulder, elongate the neck. Couple deep breaths. Reach overhead, bend your right elbow, left hand on the left elbow, push down, bring that elbow toward the ear. Now we're focusing on the triceps specifically. And change. Thank you for hanging in with me. We are coming upon 1 hour, and I appreciate you putting the time. Interlace your fingers and point your pointing fingers together. Press down, lift, push, reach down, look up, opening up the chest. And release. Shake out those wrists. Twirl those wrists up and down, across the body. Circle them out. Woo. And guess what, guys? We are done.